Hey everyone, this is Colin from Target Sports, your pro shop for shooters and hunters. Let's talk about how do I obtain a New York State pistol permit. So, how do I obtain the New York State pistol permit is a very lengthy and very daunting task if you don't know the ins and outs. So, as you know or don't know, we teach the basic pistol safety course for Schenectady and Albany County. I also teach the advanced carry course for Schenectady and Schoharie County. So, the advanced carry course is typically done after 1 year of having your basic pistol permit, which allows you to purchase, own, and then carry used handguns. The unrestricted allows you then to test out of the restrictions so that you can then carry that handgun on your person, loaded and concealed, pretty much wherever. Um, Within certain guidelines of New York State, buildings and areas and locations and schools and so on, where you're not allowed to carry firearms. So, the first step of how do I get my New York State pistol permit would one, be 21 years old. Two, be a non-felon, do not have any sort of arrests or anything pertaining to mental illness or domestic violence or abuse. Those are good. If you live in Schenectady County or work in Schenectady County, you have to be there for at least 6 months. You have to have four people that are going to vouch for you. One of those persons can be a family member. They prefer to be a person that you live with, so a spouse, a significant other, somebody along those lines, because they want that person to have basically an opinion if you should have a handgun in the home. If you do not have a spouse or you're not married or you don't want to use somebody within the family, that's fine. We encourage that you use people, again, within New York State that do not have criminal records, do not have mental illness, are not felons, obviously. They need to be adults, so 18 and up. And if they have pistol permits, that would probably be a good idea because during the background process, they've already jumped through the hoops and been through the process and been background checked and cleared. So that may expedite the process slightly. It's not a guarantee, but it's one of those things that does seem to help. So after you find four people that are going to vouch for you, they have to fill out a character reference form, and then they need to send that in. And once that gets sent in, the sheriff will conduct a quick background check on that person to make sure that they're okay, and then do a quick background check on you to make sure that then you can proceed to the next level. After they've got the four character references, they're going to mail you back. The sheriff is going to mail you back a memo. That's like your Willy Wonka golden ticket. You need to retain that. That will give you the instructions on everything else you need to bring down to the police station to get fingerprinted and then process the paperwork. So once you receive that, hang on to it. Get a money order made out to Schenectady County for $116.30. That's the new rate. I believe it's gone up from $115.25. I haven't really confirmed that yet, so we'll see what the paperwork, that memo says exactly. You need to have 3 copies of the application. They need to be original, in ink, black. That is the only color pen that we're allowed to use for any of this process. So find a black pen and then keep it so that it doesn't get mismatched and somebody ends up using blue on your application. So you're going to have 3 applications, front and back, original black ink. You're going to fill them out nice and neat. Don't leave anything blank. The same 4 character references that did your reference sheets have to sign on each of those 3. So remember, you have to do all 3 in ink. You can't just make one and then photocopy it 3 times, front and back. You need to get passport pictures. Passport pictures can be done at AAA, Ellis Hospital Security Department. They can be done at pharmacies. So you can go and ask for passport style pictures. You're going to need 3. They're going to get trimmed and they're going to get attached via glue stick to the back of the applications. Remember, 3 applications, front and back, original black ink. We have to get those then notarized. We have to write a letter to the judge explaining who we are, where we live, what do we want, where do we work, where do we live and where do we work for the last 5 years. What do we want? We want a New York State carry concealed pistol permit. Why do we want it? We want it for hunting, recreation, target shooting, competition, fishing, hiking, camping, etc. And then we're going to remind the judge as to how we're going to keep those guns safe and secure away from other people so that we don't have our guns and ammunition basically falling in the wrong hands. If you have any other life experience, if you've owned handguns in other states, if you're prior military service or law enforcement, you want to let the judge know, in that letter would be a good chance to do that. That letter also has to get notarized. If you've ever been arrested, it doesn't matter where, it doesn't matter when, it doesn't matter if it's sealed or adjudicated, you need to have a letter of explanation to the judge explaining that arrest or any arrest you have. Your character references also need to know about that arrest, and on the character reference form, they're going to also say, yes, to my knowledge, Tim Young has been arrested for blah, blah, blah. So that has to all coincide. If that does not jive and it's not all good, you're going to get denied, and you're going to be denied for 1 full year, which means you're out the application, money order, and you're also out the money for the safety class. You're also going to have the certificate for your basic pistol safety class. Ta-da! That's what we offer here. The certificate is good for 1 full year. At Target Sports, we offer, it's a 1-day training. It's always the second Saturday of each month. I provide all the paperwork, all the information, all the basically everything you need for New York State and Schenectady County. I'm here every day but Mondays to overwatch and see everything that you've got going on and to help you along the way. You will receive a gift certificate to Target Sports upon completion of the class. And let's review. So we need to have 4 character references. You need to have that memo from the county, your money order, your 3 applications front and back with your beautiful non-smiley passport picture permanently fixed with a glue stick, notarized, letter to the judge, notarized, money order, that you get that at the post office, you can get that at Price Chopper, or you can get that at, I don't know, where else, wherever else you can get a money order, that's where you need to go. And then if you've ever been arrested, you have to have that letter of explanation notarized to the judge explaining what that arrest was. And then last but not least, the fun part, you get to decide which kind of gun you want. And you have to put a deposit down on that gun. Here we do a 90-day layaway, so he's not forcing you to dump a bunch of money on something you can't have for at least 3 months. 3 months is the time that it takes in Schenectady County to obtain your pistol permit from fingerprinting to completion. All right, so once you have that, that receipt for make, model, caliber, series, style gun, you're then going to write on the back of the application, remember that's 3 times in black ink, the make, model, caliber, serial number, and style of that gun, and then the property of. If it's here at Target Sports, it's still property of Target Sports. After you have all that stuff together, on the back of the memo or the bottom of the memo, it's going to tell you the 3 days and the 2 separate times that they do the fingerprinting. You're going to then bring everything else with you to the sheriff's department. The only thing that gets mailed in are character references. That is it. Everything else gets hand delivered. You're then going to hand over that money order. They're going to look at everything you have. They're going to do your fingerprints electronically. And then it's basically a hurry up and wait game. So it sounds like a lot, but it's really not that bad. It's 3 applications front and back. You have to find 4 people that are going to vouch for you. You have to buy a gun. Sweet, we get to buy guns. That's awesome. You have to take a safety class. I like my safety class. I think I do a well and good and fine job. Usually our safety class has 20 people per class, and it's pretty solid. So if you have any questions, if you're interested in getting your pistol permit, now would be the time to do it, because things are changing in New York State, as they always do. So don't waste time. Come in here, talk to us, get this done. The next class, again, they're always the second Saturday of each month, and I'm here for you to help you along this whole process every step of the way. So after you get fingerprinted, you're then going to have to wait for the sheriff to give you the green light. That takes some time. Then that gets forwarded over to the judge. The judge is going to give you a green light. That takes some time. And then the county clerk is going to say, hey, we've got an approval from everybody else. Come in on this day at this time to get your actual card ID. And they're going to take your photo. You can smile this time for your pistol permit. And they're going to take $10 for the new pistol permit card application. That's cash or check. And then they're going to give you a coupon. The coupon then you will bring to Target Sports or wherever gun shop you go to. Give that gun shop the coupon, fill out your 4473 background check, and when you pass the background check, then you can take that gun home. And now you've got this brand new, super sweet, really wicked cool handgun and no idea how to use it. So then you can sign up for individual personalized training through Target Sports, where yours truly will meet you at the range, and we will go over the basic fundamentals of shooting, basic range safety. And then if you've already had your permit for a while and you still want some training, we can do some advanced training as well. All right, this is Colin at Target Sports. How do I obtain a New York State pistol permit? Watch the video again. Talk to you later. Shoot straight.